Hello again, welcome back to the Unloved JDM channel. So this picks up right where the last video left off, and we're going to start rebuilding the Skyline today and start putting all the parts that are already painted back on it, including all the door trims and rubber trim and stuff like that. Because, as you saw in the last video, the car's already painted. It's just a matter of putting everything back on it so we can have the doors back on it and the panels up there. So, let's get to it. Alright, so picking up from where we left off with the other clip, which was actually a couple of weeks ago, all the panels are obviously back on the back end of the car now, so that looks like a little bit more of a car. What we're going to move on to next to the front so we can get the engine sorted out and get it in there. Issue we've got is this subframe. If you remember the videos from last year, this subframe came with the rolling shell, so I assumed it was right. I haven't done one of these cars before to know the difference. And what actually happened was this is a completely wrong front subframe, even though I painted it and did all the work to it. It's now got to come back out and be swapped for the other one, which means then I can actually put this engine in it and it'll have the right holes for the mounts. So that's where we're going to pick it up. That's what we're going to do now. Alright, so as you saw in the last clip, we've actually got the engine in there now, which means one that's quite productive, but one of the things I should have done before we put it in is, because we put the engine and gearbox in separate, I didn't plan to put it in with it. What I should have done is put the flywheel and the clutch on it while it was out, but quite frankly, it was never intended to go in that last clip, it just sort of happened that way. There was a lot of excitement in the air and I was nervous seeing the engine that high. But anyway, that is that, and that is in for now. So the next step, as I say, is to get the flywheel in it, which is over here. We've got, I don't honestly know if I've already showed this, so we've got a lightweight flywheel to go with it, and a paddle clutch. I think it's a stage 3 paddle clutch as well to go with. So that'd be that. As you might have noticed, the yellow Civic's back on the ramp. Now, I don't own this car anymore, I've sold it. I haven't told you a lot about it yet, unless you've seen Instagram or Facebook. But if you have, you know. If you don't, you do now. But the reason I wanted to mention this, because we've got a new design out. We've been working with a local designer who we met at our last meet, which brings me on to another subject. We've got another meet later this month, I think on 20th of August. Same place, same location. If you can get there, by all means get there. We'll film it, we'll do all the same again. But back to this. So we've got a new design out on the t-shirts and hoodies that is in relation to this, which I'll show you in just a moment. So this Civic has been bought by a friend of mine called Dan. You might have met him if you were at the last meet. If you didn't, you might next time. So as I said, this is the design that came out for it. So this was what was done by a local designer who was at the meet. So that, it's all available, it's all on the website. Link is in the description below. That was the first print, the first design we've done that was out of house, and it actually turned out really, really well. These are available on t-shirts and hoodies. At the moment, they're in adult sizes, but we're in a conversation to make them into potential kids sizes, because I know I've got a handful that already wants them. So that's something to look at in the future. But for now, as I say, that's sold. He owns it, and that's why the print's out. So there you go. Back to the Skyline. All right, so you're driving the tight spot under the Skyline. We've got the flywheel on, the clutch, well, part of it's on, part of it's there. Just need to put the disc on it now, and then we are good on that part. Alright, so I managed to get the clutch on. It was a little bit awkward. I should have definitely done it while it was out of the car, so that was definitely a mistake, but that's my advice for anybody else that does this. Make sure you do it out of the car if you can, before you put the engine in. Anyway, got a few more bits in. Got the wiring loom crossed over and into there. It's plugged into 95% of the engine. A few more bits to do, just dealing with power steering. Don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Don't know if it's the right power steering line for the car. Don't really care at this point. I'm through with setbacks. I'm just trying to move forwards now. So at this point, that's where we're going to leave it. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe because of this. There's more coming up on this, hopefully next week. And I bought a new car, which if you've been on Instagram... Oh, no, it's not on Instagram. Never mind. Yeah, so there's a lot more to do on this, as you can tell. And there's a new car coming up. And obviously, there's plenty of things going on around here all the time. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you again. Thanks for watching.